We're back on the show, and we got former Razorback with us, Kareem, Reid. Kareem, thanks for coming by the studio.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, big weekend for you, too.
Yes.
Special time for you. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Graduated. Just tell me about the emotions, what it was like to get the degree.
Oh, man, it was, I started here in 93, and it's 2017. I'm coming back. Seems like it was yesterday, like coming back to this place or whatever with the expansion, but just getting the support from the athletic department, the basketball office with Coach Anderson and them to give me a chance to come back to get my degree.
You know, when you think about all the people that influence you, I mean, what goes through your mind?
Whew, I mean, you think about it. I said, when growing up in New York City, just a kid from Burnside Avenue, it was amazing. Never thought this would be my stop in Arkansas.
Yeah, right.
Getting recruited by probably every major college university in the country, and having a chance for the Razorbacks to see me and see my talents and getting to display my talents for the state of Arkansas has been great.
Nolan Richardson, what has he meant to you?
It's meant everything. Nolan Richardson was, along with Coach Richardson and Coach Anderson has been father figures, actually. Me growing up, single parent, not having a father. Coach Richardson coming into the streets of New York and getting me, it was a great blessing. And him just telling me that it's going to be a family down here. And I think that's what, no knock on other universities, but when Coach Richardson said it, it meant something to me. And then me coming down here and seeing this place in 93, how it was with the fans and the state getting behind you, it was just a dream come true.
You played 8 years overseas. What was that experience like?
It was different. It was different. The language, the culture, and just the everyday living, just trying to, the time difference, the style of the game. It was different. A kid coming out of college, never been overseas before, and my first stop was Turkey. It was like, wow, it was just shell shock. But it was just like, well, I just did 5 years in Arkansas, like overseas. I think this got me situated here for the overseas life, not a lot of nightlife and things like that. So the transition was great for me, actually.
You mentioned Nolan, and you mentioned Coach A as well. I want to get to those guys, and more so in terms of what they meant to you, just as we move along here with this interview. But 748 career assists as a Razorback. When you think about your memories and all the things that you went through when you were at Arkansas, the run in '96 of the Sweet 16, what goes through your mind?
Man, it was great because I got a chance to lead them. I mean, I think the year of me sitting out, I mean, it was stressful, hard for me sitting out the year after when they went back to the national championship game that year. I was here, but my test scores were questioned. But getting a year to tutelage under, the likes of Corey Becks and Scotty Thurmans and the Corliss Williamsons, it was great. So the '96 run was basically, I consider my team because it was us. It was me as a redshirt freshman and a kid from Boston named Pat Bradley and a freshman from Kansas City named Derek Hood that led that team. So it was 3 freshmen that led that team. So it was a magical run. I wish we could have went further.
When you think about the fastest 40 and just the style, I mean, the way it has been carried through for so long here, or just the way Coach Anderson has brought it back, so to speak, what are just some of your impressions of what the Razorbacks are doing now as opposed to when you played back in the 90s? I
mean, I think now it's revolving. The door's revolving. I mean, we went through some stressful years of Arkansas basketball, but I think with the addition of Coach Anderson coming back and leading his team back, the tutelage under Coach Richardson and Coach Anderson's picking up right where it's at. And I think now the players and the coaching staff are coming together to bring that excitement basketball back to the state of Arkansas, which is tremendous. And I think the kids that we're getting in fits our program now. So that's what's really doing the job.
And I talked about this. You're the all-time leader of the school. When you look at the guys that are here currently, a couple guys that just came back, Jalen Barford, Daryl Macon, those two guys, Macon led the team in assists. Barford was second. The style they're playing right now, how critical is it that those two guys come back for their senior season?
Oh, it's real critical, knowing that how you're looking at and me looking at the AAU circuit and things like that, and just looking at the SEC from top to bottom and the new addition of coaches and players, that it's going to be a real tough SEC season. So I mean, of course, you're going to need some veteran guards, and so what else to do with Macon and Barford coming back for their senior campaign to lead this team with a couple of additions that really we're going to really need.
Did you watch that Carolina game closely?
Oh, man, yeah. I'm one of my best friends at Carolina. I've been, every time, the last 2 times we've been in the tournament, we enjoyed North Carolina.
It's just like, it seems like it's all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, but just the fact that game was so close there at the end, then Carolina becomes the national champion. and what transpired there in the last 3 minutes, it just speaks to possession basketball and how you have to value every possession. Were those some of the things that you were kind of thinking about? I mean, obviously, you like to wreak havoc as fast as 40 and, get deflections and what have you, but was that some of the things you were thinking about in terms of just possession basketball?
I mean, we always talked about that, coming here, and when we playing that type of style, sometimes you have to slow the game up, and things like that. And I think that's when you said, that's what I think my 749 assists, the SEC leading assist record, is like that, because you're going to need somebody to take the ball at them crunch times and put everybody in the right situation. So hopefully, Macon and Barford can do that. Just putting people in the right place sometimes is the key to winning some basketball games. Sometimes we come down to an out-of-bounds play, or sometimes we can't get the ball in bounds. I mean, I think with a true leader and things like that'll be avoided, and I think because coaches don't have a hard time from that sideline. Me getting a little taste of coaching now, it's hard to scream, and I'm telling the kids now, it's hard to scream out 4, 5, 6 plays or whatever. You need a point guard. I be telling my little 6th grade point guard that now, like, I need you. Like, I be screaming my lungs out, but I try to get always to the point guard, because the point guard is an extension of the coach on the floor.
Yeah, tell me what you want to do now. That's kind of a nice segue into what you're doing here in Fayetteville now, living in Fayetteville. What are your goals? What are some of your aspirations?
Oh, my goals and aspirations was actually coming back to school, like I did, finish up school. Graduation was last Saturday, and just helping the community, actually, with the kids, and giving them a chance to live a life that I lived, maybe more of the basketball tip, just just picking my brain, just being around the kids, being around the program. And of course, I have to give a shout out to, the AAO program, and the Arkansas Banshees, because they've been like my extended family here with, helping me with things that I want to do in the basketball world.
Street ball. You've been in some great matchups there out on the East Coast, and what was that like, just all your times and all the street ball leagues?
Man, it was great. I mean, I'm coming up with, the likes of Stephon Marbury and Rafer Alston, 2 NBA great point guards, and us playing together since we 10, 11 years old. So it's amazing that I came this long, because everybody's like, man, you play with them too and little bitty basketball? And it was like, yes, but I tell everybody the stories were, you had to get good, actually, in New York, because it was somebody coming for you all the time. And I think that's what it was. And I think I always took, before I even met Coach Risson, he said one thing one day, and it stuck to me. And it was always, always don't be the hunted, be the hunters. You always hunting for somebody, and that was my goal, always hunting for somebody. Even when I got to, I feel like the top in my class or one of the top basketballs in New York, I wanted more. It wasn't just New York City or just my neck of my neighborhood. I wanted more, and I think that's what I was blessed to, to be in the All-American game, where only the top 24 high school players are playing in the game at the end of their senior year, and I was fortunate to play in that because of the hard work and dedication that I put in.
Great seeing you, man.
Thanks. Thanks for having me.
Kareem, Reid in studio here. You just being here, I want to go watch some of those highlight reels that you created.
I do it a lot, too. Some of the kids say it all the time, man, because at first they didn't know who I was, and I don't go around boasting and bragging, but now they parents, actually, I went to school with some of their parents or family members, so when they find out Kareem Reid is their coach, now they going on YouTube and stuff like that. So the next day I get, man, coach, I didn't know you did this, coach, you did that. And this is me being modest. I'm like, yeah, that's me.
Just go look it up.
Yeah, just Google it.
Kareem Reid, former Razorback, and we're back with recruiting after this. Alyssa Orge and Richard Davenport joining us.